Patrick.
Recently.
10 bodyweight squats every 45 minutes is more effective at blood sugar regulation than a 30-minute walk. Well, that's even better. How about that?
Easier to do also.
Oh, yeah. 10 bodyweight squats every 45 minutes. Is that for the whole day?
I mean,
during an 8-hour period of sitting. Yeah.
Like
Not hard. Brief, intense bursts of activity, often called exercise snacks, offer a potent strategy to mitigate the health risks associated with our sedentary lifestyles. Yeah.
Exercise snacking. Yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing that's been referenced in the exercise literature and seems to be super effective.
I know a friend who did that radically improved his pull-ups. And so he put a pull-up bar in his house, and he would just walk by the pull-up bar and just do a couple.
Wow.
And he would just do it throughout the day. Just every now and then do a couple of pull-ups. I mean, it sort of like lines up with the strength first philosophy of Pavel Tsatsouline and all the talk of kettlebell work. Like, do you do any of that stuff? Do you know what his ideas were?
No, not really.
The idea was you should never do anything to failure. And that this idea of doing things to failure is you're just trying to rush results by, forcing yourself to do that. And that strength should be thought of as a skill. And the way to practice skills is to not be tired. And so when you do kettlebells, like I follow these principles. So say if I'm doing clean and presses with 70 pounds, I could probably do 25 reps if I wanted to get to failure. If I really want to get to like the last one, So I don't do that. I do 10. And at 10, I'm fine. I could totally keep going, but I put it down and then I walk away. And then it looks like I'm lazy because I'll just like watch TV. I'll watch a fight on TV and I won't do a thing for 5 minutes. So in between my sets, I'm not the guy that like, unless I'm doing endurance training, I'm not the guy that like goes through these sets like, all right, let's go, next one, push it. I don't do any of that. And I've gotten significantly stronger. I just wait a long time in between sets, and my workouts, like my kettlebell workouts, might take 2.5 hours.
Wow. So
I'm lifting weights for 2.5 hours, but in between I'm drinking electrolyte-filled water. I'm taking, I take this Alpha Brain pre-workout that has beta-alanine in it, a lot of different things. I drink that stuff. And I get all the reps in that I would if I just burnt myself out by sandwiching them together. But I'm doing it in a point where when I'm doing like my third set of 10 reps, I'm not tired. I can do that third set, no problem. And I put it down, and then I go to my next exercise, and I follow the same protocol for my next exercise. So whatever that is, whether it's renegade rows, same thing. I don't go to failure. I get like whatever the rep number is with whatever the weight it is over time. I figured it out. And then I take a big break. Big break, 5 minutes, 10 minutes even maybe sometimes. If I really want to, like for the last set, I really want to be fresh. And then when I'm hitting these, I'm not fatigued. And it's decreased my soreness substantially. It has allowed me to get all the repetitions that I would get in a shorter workout. But I'm never in a point of fatigue where I'm having a difficulty controlling the weight. And I think and the Russians used this strength training method, a long time ago. And they've realized that this idea of like train smarter, not harder.
Now, is this optimizing for strength or hypertrophy? Strength primarily.
Strength.
Got
yeah.
it.
I mean, hypertrophy, a lot of times, like bodybuilders, if you ever observe, they'll do really lightweight in extremely high repetitions, like 100 curls with like 15 pounds, because they're just trying to blow out those muscle fibers. But I don't necessarily think that contributes to strength the same way lifting things that are heavier does.
Yeah, I mean, I've always heard that lower on the rep range, as opposed to higher in the rep range, tends to promote more strength, and then hypertrophy you can achieve across the rep range.
Right.
Now,
yeah,
I think we now understand. But I wonder how it reconciles, because for hypertrophy, I've never been all that strong, and so my workouts have been, I've primarily focused on hypertrophy. But I've always thought that while you don't necessarily need to go to failure on every set, you do want to get close to it, and maybe even hitting failure, on the last set seems to promote good gains in terms, at least in terms of muscle growth.
Yeah, maybe if you want to get jacked, I just want to be strong.
Yeah.
And I want also to be strong functionally. I don't do anything in isolation. I don't have any isolation exercises. Not a single one that I do. No preacher curls, nothing. Everything that I do involves the whole body.